Hello everybody and welcome to your feature X Division game, neXus versus DCHL. I'm your host Jason Stitcher. With me is co-host Andy Goss. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm feeling good. It's kind of nice to be in the secondary position here for commentary for one of these games. Get to relax a little, get to just sort of add my insight rather than have to call all the action. You'll notice today that DCHL in the blue seems to be a little short on players. There's a couple of fill-ins. We got Todd McDonald and Charlene Howard over on the wing. But I think this is still a game that they have a chance at. Remember, they are first place right now with 12 points.
Absolutely, and they do have Jenna in goal, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, that makes up for a lot of goals.
Yeah, to put it lightly.
And that's going to be an early icing there. Earlier games today, we're going to assume that you all saw on the YouTube network as the Scabs took it to the Scorpions 5-2, and in a game that was not as close as a lot of the experts predicted. Carlos Cruz with 2 goals, a great performance for him.
Yep. Player of the game, you can watch that interview too after the feature game.
Absolutely.
With Carlos. neXus is going to try and clear it out of the zone. They do.
Was that a hand pass? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
They're going to say that Owen Kavanaugh was out of the zone, and therefore it was not a defensive zone hand pass and has to be called for a dead ball.
Yep, probably the right call there by the officials. Some controversial calls in the last game, which was License to Thrill versus the Moossassins. License to Thrill puts shot on net on the goaltender. Goaltender covers up, whistle blows, but it actually had rolled behind the goalie. Referee rightly blew the whistle after losing sight of it. Jenna makes the stop there. But obviously L2T's bench upset with that. Then a little later on, I think the next period, another shot goes on the goaltender. It rolls in between his legs, but the refs again blew the whistle probably a little early there, and that goal is also waved off. So.
But the key there is Chris Thorpe with the hat trick was able to keep that one going, and the Moossassins indeed go on to the semifinals with a much easier than expected 5-0 shutout. Chris Bolton with 16 saves leads the way.
Yep, absolutely.
The first seed Babylon Warriors, off to a slow start, really, if you want to think about it. Did not have a good first period. Then the last two they just dominated. Finished with a 7-4 win. 7-2 win, excuse me, over the Greenback Boogies. And you know, on the pro side, we only had one game so far.
Up shot, and Jenna is there to make the save. What a save by the goaltender.
Jenna Goldbaum right where she had to be. Philadelphia received the pass, had what looked like an open net, but just did not get it on near side close enough, and that allowed Jenna Goldbaum to recover and make the save.
Very quick moving side to side there, and Jenna, as we've seen in past feature games, she seems to always be in the right position at the right time.
Absolutely. Pro division, we've only had one game so far. It was a 4-1 victory for the All Blacks over Blood Red. Bill Nardi with a pair was the all-star, the top star in that one. So as it stands right now, we only have one game left on rep. That is the second seed 2-Jack Snowcoat featuring Jake Smith, who's currently playing for DCHL. Going against the 7-6 Sharks. Pro has a lot left to play for, and a lot is on the line here. So now that we're all caught up, let's get back to the game, shall we?
Yep. Well, you'll have more in-depth analysis of all the games on the DCHL Weekly Podcast. I encourage you all to view that. But anyway.
And tell Suds that his storyline is awful.
Yeah, so I don't think you're the only one who feels that way. John Romps playing good defense there. John Romps normally a goalie in this league, but plays defense on his X Division team.
And that's a welcome respite for him, although honestly, he may be one of the best goalies in the league. He's certainly the best goalie in the rec division by about a mile.
Absolutely. Jake Smith hits it into the neutral zone. neXus there to recover. And they dump it deep in the zone. John Romps again back for it.
That was Matt Hagerty putting it in.
And Owen tries to pass to the center, but nobody there.
Howard right where she needs to be. Charlene playing the second game today, as is Todd McDonald, the fill-ins for DCHL. They're going to be really tired by the time this game's over.
Shot to Jenna there, but she hits it away. And another shot hits the post.
Yes, that did hit the post.
Post is the goalie's best friend.
You always feel good when you hear that ping.
Owen with the shot, but it goes wide. Jake Smith back to try and take it up. Passes it to his teammate. And DCHL is able to play his own Chris Winkler on the counterattack. Charlene is in the front of the net. Let's see if she can get a pass to her. Nope.
Gets away.
Jake Smith was also there in front of the net, but Owen's going to take it out for neXus.
Looks for Chris Thorpe. Can't quite get him there.
And there's going to be a call here.
I think they're going to call an offside from the looks of it, although I'm not quite sure if that was the right. No, they're going to call a hand pass.
Oh, yeah, another hand pass by Owen, I think was it?
Yeah.
Owen, tall guy. When the pucks are high, he tries to hit it down, but sometimes he can't get a hold of it, and it just goes to his teammates.
Paul Stanley in now for neXus. We remember him from his days winning the Tacoma Park season with Cobra Kai.
And you saw a wheel there by Jason, but in the X Division, folks, there is no wheeling penalty, and the refs tend to let a breakaway here by neXus. Shot, and Jenna makes a save. The X Division, kind of a more rougher and tougher league. Jenna again with the save.
She's up to what now, 4 or 5?
Something like that. I hope they're not relying on us to keep track of shots, because I sure have.
They didn't tell me, so.
Another shot, dumped in deep.
The thing is that SeXy hasn't even gotten the shot off yet. They've spent most of the time in the defensive zone. This is not going to help, especially because they're a shorter bench than the neXus. At the end of the game, this could come back to haunt them.
Yep, absolutely. Only the first period, 9:20 left. But again, fatigue, that slow creeping thing that can just hit you out of nowhere.
There's so many jokes I can make off the slow creeping thing.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
Let's save that for the Facebook page.
Probably. All right, Mike Young walking this one up very slowly. Gets it around Phillies up to Jake Smith.
Oh, little chest bump action there by David.
We were able to knock that one down. Very well done. Got a long break there. That's one thing the neXus does well. When they get to an offensive rush, they all come in and sync, and that can be really difficult to stop.
Jake Smith hits it up, and he's going to take it up.
Up to Ryan Kelly, cross. And that is the first shot of the game for...
there it is. It's loose.
The second one.
Just goes over Mel's head there.
Yes. And that was Andrew Gladfelter, also from L2T, filling in this game. Getting the first shot on goal.
Oh, it's...
Shots are about 4-2 right now.
Puck going near Mel's 5-hole there, but it's hit away. Fortunate for her. I'm sure she saw it, though.
Now it's Phillies trying to get around Young.
Young doing a good job along the boards there.
Yeah, now he's going to get a little help from Ryan Kelly. Kelly, one of the many people who fills in several capacities. As you saw last week's podcast, we had a little talk with him about the refereeing duties within the DCHL and about how really it's even tougher sometimes to keep track of than the higher pace NHL. Although, to be fair, there's a lot more borderline stuff that goes on in the pro or even semi-pro leagues than would go on in a league like this.
Well, most days. Most days. neXus is able to clear the zone.
Phillies has 4 next to him.
Offsides, just barely offsides.
Well, that was a questionable call. It was very close. What did you see there?
I don't know. I thought it could have gone either way, but it looked like that maybe Chris's feet were over the line before the ball was, because he had to reach behind him, I think, if I memory serves.
Just remember, when it comes to offsides, this is something that a lot of referees don't always catch on to. Any part of the body that is outside of the offensive zone is enough.
Right. So you can straddle the line, you can have one foot over the line, you just can't have both feet over the line.
Yeah.
neXus taking it in, running hard.
Nice collision there, good physical hockey. It's kind of surprising to see people throw their body into the wind when they don't have the shoulder pads and the helmets that you do at the pro level.
Chris Thorpe putting it on, but Jenna is able to squeeze. She looks behind her to make sure it didn't go in, but she is safe in that regard.
Well, that's the 5th shot on goal that she has faced. There's been a bit of a slowdown here. A lot of action in the middle. Kind of a feeling out process, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. These neXus teams, some have developed more chemistry than others. Some teams have been missing more players week to week than others have, but
good get and go there.
Yep. But overall, I think the teams are feeling themselves out still.
Great save by Melanie Kleiman on that play. Kind of a bouncer from Chris Winkler. Those can be tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. Never know where they're going to go, and we don't have to worry about ice conditions here, but you do have to worry about legs and bodies.
Right.
Running around constantly. So.
And even though you don't have the cut-up ice near the end of a period, even though this is in theory a solid surface. The fact that we're playing with a sphere instead of a puck does lend itself to some funny hops taking place or some bounces that you wouldn't see on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. Shot blocked away there. John Romps is there to try and get out of the zone. He doesn't, but he'll put it behind the net for Charlene.
So gets through the defenders. Winkler's got a chance. Kavanaugh, the only one back. Winkler is Kelly. Is going to make the pass? Yes, he does. Pass wasn't quite on target, and then the return wasn't either.
Oh, John keeps it in. Ryan's going to try and get it. He puts it in front for Chris Winkler. Melanie able to snatch it up with her glove. And Chris kind of slow to get up there. I think he's fine. He's just probably upset that shot didn't go in. Nope, he's limping a little bit.
Favoring his right leg a little. So Gladfelter will come in for Winkler right now. You can hear John Round sort of calling the sublines as he gets the chance. Shot 6-5 in favor now of the Nexus.
Jake Smith will come in for Chris Winkler, and he'll take the face-off. Jake not able to win that one. Nexus will retreat back. Hit it.
This one through. Everybody's going to be icing. No, it is not.
No icing. Icing's waved off. They feel the defender had a plan it and just didn't go for it.
The hybrid icing rule has been kind of confusing for everybody. Even after this discussion on the podcast, I still don't understand half of it.
Well, as I noted in our first feature games broadcast, and it goes in! Oh!
And Paul Stanley with the goal from behind the red line.
From behind the red line, Jenna hit it with her stick.
You know what we mean.
Pink line, whatever, what have you. Shot goes on net. Jenna, I think, tried to hit away with her stick, and it just took a funny bounce, I think.
Yeah, we see that too often. You don't expect that from some of our top goalies, but every once in a while, that attempt to flip it aside just gets away from them.
Right. It's not like it was a trickling shot. It was a hard shot.
Yes.
So
very hard, especially from the. I'm guessing that pink line is, I would say, about 50, 55 feet out. We do have very large offensive zones in this league.
Right. Oh, I forgot what I was saying before that happened. I don't know.
Probably all the best.
Something about hockey.
Well, that goes without.
Oh, yeah. As I mentioned in our first broadcast.
Oh, yeah, about the icing thing.
Yeah, about the icing. You know, the DCHL in seasons past has had no touch icing, and players even then were complaining about how complicated it was to figure out. So I think in the end, the refs can't win. So.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Players just want every call to go their way.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
That's now 7-5 in favor of the Nexus, and the big one, Paul Stanley with the goal. For a good, I'd say about 60-footer.
Yeah. Sometimes those longer shots curve too, so they can be hard for the goaltenders to track. Jenna saw it, hit it, and I guess just couldn't get enough of it. David tries to put on net, does not. He puts it behind the net, actually.
Kavanaugh now trying to get this one in the middle, but instead it's going to be Young clearing this. He's got Gladfelter ahead of him.
Ooh, good pass to Charlene. Charlene's going to try and put on net. Does not.
I think that one
go
bounced off of Stanley's foot right there.
Okay. Jake Smith pressuring.
A lot of forechecking in this league. You like seeing that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a little breakaway. Jenna hits it away with her stick.
Rebound score!
Oh.
That was just a matter of Alex Philides with a fantastic individual effort, I think.
Yep, I would agree there. Jenna hitting away, but the rebound able to get in past her. Unfortunate, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah, Golan tried to fight that one off to the side, but Philides just too fast. He is one of the fastest players in the X division. Chased it down and with a one little tap, knocked it into the net from an odd angle. Just a spectacular individual effort to make it 2-0.
Yep.
This one is intercepted. But that shot was tipped way over. It gets into the nets above the boards. And you can see that when that happens, it's way off target.
John able to bring it up for.
Looks where Smith gets through him before
That's sexy.
Back the other way we go. Thorpe has it. We're under a minute here. Scores 2-0, and it's been a pretty interesting first period. A couple of wild goals by the Nexus, great individual efforts. Otherwise, this has been a very even game.
Yep, absolutely. Dead SeXy, you know, far from out of it. And you mentioned before, Andy, the second period of these contests in the DCHL tend to be the highest scoring periods, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Well, they're the ones where the shooters have the most accuracy, and I think part of that is when you look at that's when they switch benches, or switch sides but not benches, which means that the defenders, in order to get off the floor, have to run basically 2/3 of the way. And that means there are much fewer defensive shifts, longer, more tired defenders. And hopefully you'll see in the second period the output of that, which is better shot opportunities for both teams. But right now, Dead SeXy needs some help because they are down 2-0 as we enter the intermission.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Yep, we'll be back with shots on goal and other things after these brief commercial break messages.